The mayor of New York, Rudolph Giuliani, says it may take 2 days before a final figure of the dead and injured becomes known. No one would be surprised if it didn't take longer than 2 days. Yes, there was a New York mayoral primary vote scheduled today in New York that was canceled.
And somebody was photographing at the trade tower last night?
Yeah, she shot probably the last photo ever shot of the Trade Center.
Okay, let's have a look at what you have, and do you mind just taking us through it as we watch it on the air? How much video is there here, do you know?
This is footage.
Oh my goodness me.
That's all that's standing of the Twin Towers right now in the background. That's all that's standing. That's it. That's all that's left.
So you're literally right inside. What time did you actually photograph?
I don't even know. That was actually, I rode my motorcycle right up from there. That was about an hour ago, not even.
And this is right at the center of where the trade towers stood.
You can see, like, when you see the firemen, there's nothing they can do. It's just like amazing.
You must have been frightened at the very least to be there.
I mean, I was just thinking to myself what a powerful act of ignorance it was, really. It's amazing.
And this is the building adjacent to...
That's the Twin Towers. That was the Twin Tower. That was the other tower. And then we went up more into there.
You know, I just thought to myself I can smell it, but in fact what I can do is smell your shirt.
Yeah.
You've brought the smell of just disaster with you on your T-shirt. Were there other people in there? I don't see anybody sort of, you know?
No, I was with one other person I ran into there who actually somebody I know, and he was photographing as well. And it was just us two and then the firemen. It's funny, I ran into my friend right there who's also taking pictures. He should be somewhere. They probably edited him out.
It's absolutely...
Look at that. That's all that's left.
Do you know whether that's the South Tower or the North Tower?
That's the South Tower.
And you saw no sign of life in here whatsoever?
No, I went all the way right there. Like, I don't know if they edited it out yet, but there's a big hole going down to the ground. There's nobody. And then we ran into somebody else because they haven't seen anybody. Nobody. But the firemen said, you know, that there's been a lot of people dead, like a lot of firemen died. Because there were firemen in the building at the time trying to help people evacuate from the building. Yeah, they said 200 people died. I thought the fireman I saw said 200 people died already. And this wall here, this is from part of the tower itself? Yeah, that's the South Tower, the lobby. And it's all the smoke and there's still fire going on in there right now. Are you walking across? Yeah, you're walking across, and that's your friend also with a photograph. And the building on the right that occasionally appears is a building adjacent? Yeah, and it's just gouged. Like the parts of the Twin Tower just gouged out the building. See, that's the concourse below. That's going down like 20 feet or so. But that's the part that's crazy. It's just that's all that's left. Did you hear anything while you were in there? Just like cracklings and pops and stuff. See, that's the guy who's been looking for his friends, and he didn't find anybody either. And do we know who this person is? No, he was speaking Russian. Really? Looking through the...
All that was going on, one woman, a nurse that Robert Bazell talked to at St. Vincent's Hospital, was online with her husband, who was in the first building on the top floor when it was hit, and they had an exchange, and then the line went dead. There were other indications of people saying, "I love you," and the line going dead. And perhaps, for me at least, the most unsettling thought of the day of all was one man who described going down through the darkened and very wet stairwell because of the sprinklers that had gone off, and seeing people who were trapped in their wheelchairs, the large mobilized wheelchairs that couldn't fit into the stairwell, and certainly the elevators were not working. He got out, and shortly after that, that building came down. It was that kind of a day, and there are going to be so many more of those stories, an untold number at this hour. Hundreds.